Hello, I'm Armin Budish. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, take a walk on the wellness side. Learn how bettering your back can straighten your stride. For up-to-date info on your own healthcare, opt to go online. We'll cite ways to make a website work for you. Then, a veteran dentist will show us military makeovers. Plus, this just in, up-to-date medical news and what it means to you. And when your parents move in, follow our 3 steps to protect your pocketbook and your sanity.
Now that election season's over, I'm back. And let me tell you, I missed you. I want to thank Lori Steiner for sitting in. Didn't she do a great job? But now I'm thrilled to be back, and it's time to get GOing. So pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. Our bodies are hard-working machines, and like most machines, parts tend to wear out. But replacing a few spark plugs in a car, that's a lot easier than putting the spark back into a spent spine. Since you can't replace it, can you rebuild your back's chassis? Dr. Noel Abood is here to tell us about a tool that could help make your back better. Dr. Abood's with the Solon Spine and Wellness Center. Thanks for joining us, Doctor.
Sure.
What is spinal stenosis?
It used to be called spinal arthritis, but typically now it's called stenosis. And what it is when the discs begin to wear down, the cartilage in between your vertebrae, and the nerves that come out of these holes pinch the nerves.
What holes? Can you show us?
Right here on the spine, if you look, you see how the hole is nice and wide here? Okay. But when we get to this area, there's not much room. It gets pinched off because this, see how this is a normal size disc?
Keep switching this. What's this?
And that's right here.
Okay.
That's a decayed spine.
So it gets smaller and you don't have this rubbery stuff like that.
And it pins this yellow nerve. It pinches it against the spine, so it's no longer able to send messages into the legs.
And that's where is that where the pain comes from?
Correct. And typically with stenosis, the patients have leg weakness. They feel heavy. They feel like they just can't walk very far. You'll see them in the grocery leaning on the cart in that forward bent position. And then they feel like if I can just sit down for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, then I can go on again.
It's hard to live that way.
It really is.
So what options do people have for reducing the pain and avoiding those problems?
What we're seeing a lot is people are just kind of not participating in the activities that they previously did, which is a poor alternative, or they're taking medicine to try and block the pain. And that's the biggest challenge. And then we're helping them strengthen their core muscles to stand them up, because nobody wants to look hunched over, because that gives that appearance of being old as well.
All right, so if we take our spine to your shop, what do you do to rebuild it?
Well, what's amazing is some of the research that's come out says that if we can take gravity off the spine, almost like if you were walking in space where there's no gravity, this disc, that cartilage, can regrow to some degree.
That rubbery stuff you were showing. And how do you do that? So we're looking at a picture here. So you see, this is showing how it regrows.
The table almost creates that same weightlessness like you would experience in space, and it draws blood, and it causes a suction, and it pulls blood into the disc. And once blood gets in there, it's able to repair itself.
What table? You mentioned
it's called a decompression table, spinal decompression, and that's what our practice specializes in. And it's helpful for people.
So you just lay down on a table?
On your back, and you're stretched in, and it kind of stretches you from head to toe, and it brings it in and out every 30 seconds. It's a real gentle stretch.
By doing that, it helps the stuff between the discs grow back.
Right, by bringing blood into it.
Great.
And it works. The body repairing itself, as opposed to taking a pill that just covers up the pain.
And this works.
80% of our patients reach our goals.
So you would first analyze the patient, I assume, to see even if this is doable.
I'm becoming more selective on who I choose, because I want to make sure that I can help that person. And so we have about an hour-long consultation. We sit knee to knee. I like to review their old MRIs, and if I feel I can help them, I'll let them know.
That's great. Thank you, doctor.
You're welcome.
People need that. If a bad back part has kept you positioned in park, get in gear and give Dr. Abood a call. You soon could be riding the road to recovery.
For For more information, call the Solon Spine and Wellness Center at 440-248-5070 or log on to www.solonbackpain.com. Next, handling your health care is just a click away. But first, today we celebrate Veterans Day and honor all who served our country. However, in one specific war, military membership was often maligned. These valiant veterans finally received official recognition in March of this year. Can you name the war and why 2012 was the year to mark this military milestone? We'll salute these soldiers with the answer when we return.
Sometimes it's about beating the clock. Sometimes it's about beating fate. And sometimes it's about beating the unimaginable. But there's one opponent our team loves to beat more than any other. We love beating the odds. We are the Metro Health System. We are the proud sponsor of the comeback.
March 29, 1973 saw the last of our troops leave Vietnam. To commemorate the 50th anniversary of the end of this war, March 29, 2012 was proclaimed Vietnam Veterans Day. In the words of President Obama, this was a day to pay tribute to the fallen, the missing, the wounded, the millions who served, and the millions more who awaited their return.
Healthcare is changing, and that means your health insurance options are changing too. It's not easy to get good information. That's why I am so pleased to bring you information today about a very helpful website. Please welcome to our Healthy Kitchen, Vicki Kressler, Manager of Advertising and Online Marketing for Medical Mutual of Ohio. Thanks for joining us, Vicki.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Vicki, tell us about the MedMutual website.
Sure. There are a lot of changes going on in the health insurance industry right now, changes that are impacting everybody from company benefits administrators to insurance brokers, and now most likely a lot of average Clevelanders who are going to be in the position to have to buy their own health insurance for the very first time. We know these changes can be very complicated. So what we wanted to do is create a resource not only for our members but for the general public where they can go and get very comfortable with health insurance and what they need to know, and that resource is why we redesigned MedMutual.com.
So does the MedMutual website, does it have tips and advice on what generally to look for in a good health insurance policy?
Absolutely. It gives a very good place to start, especially if you're buying health insurance for the first time. You're going to want to be very comfortable with a lot of terms, definitions, concepts that you may not know about. For example, deductible, premium, copay, coinsurance. You're going to want to know these definitions and how they work together. For example, what you pay in your deductible can definitely impact what you pay in premiums. You're going to want to know how those work together.
And we're showing a screenshot of the front page of the website, right?
Right.
Give us an example of how the website can be helpful.
Absolutely. Nowadays, what's known as a high deductible health plan is becoming very popular. But some people can become very apprehensive about this because there is the potential for a large outlay of cash that comes out of your own pocket. There is an option with many of these plans called a health savings account, or an HSA, which you can set this up and it helps you to save to pay for these expenses and can also provide certain tax advantages.
Right.
But what you need to understand is that it's not automatic to enroll in an HSA. The consumer has to take that extra step to go to their financial institution and set this up. So on our website we do go into information explained very easily and in plain English that somebody can go ahead and get information on setting up an HSA.
And again, we showed that over there. All right, so we want a good policy, but we really want to stay healthy enough not to use the policy.
Absolutely.
That's the goal. Does the website also have healthy advice?
Yes. There is tons of research out there that shows the benefits of looking at health from a wellness perspective, finding conditions, treating them sooner rather than later when they're more costly to treat. So we have a section on our website called Healthy Living, and in that section we give advice or tips on nutrition, fitness, as well as preventive care, which is very important right now. And then we also give, if you're looking not only to get involved with your health, but get involved in your community, we have a lot of information on our website about the events that Medical Mutual sponsors and you can get involved in.
There's a couple things coming up, Hatitude, breast cancer awareness,
yes,
luncheons, and senior volunteer programs?
Those are our two signature events that we hold every year, breast cancer awareness luncheons and then the Senior Volunteer Awards.
Great. And there's lots of changes, we all know, and all kinds of healthcare changes coming. Will the website change and adapt to fit these changes?
Yes, we expect a lot more changes to be coming as healthcare reform continues to evolve, and we'll update the website so that the information is very relevant, timely, and shows how these changes impact you.
Vicki, thank you. Great information.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Now, I want you to know I've used the medicalmutual.com website, and it's got great information. And maybe as important, it is easy to use. I underline that. It is easy to use. Everything you need to know about your health insurance options, just a click away. Take a look. My thanks to Vicki for logging us onto this important information.
Learn more about Medical Mutual of Ohio by clicking to www.medmutual.com. Next, servicing smiles of those in the service. Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. Take a hike back into history and learn about abolition, the Underground Railroad, women's history, the decorative arts, temperance, and more. Simply guide yourself to a guided tour of 3 beautifully preserved buildings in historic Oberlin. To take the first step, call the Oberlin Heritage Center at 440-774-1700 or let your fingers do the walking to www.oberlinheritage.org.
Today on Veterans Day, there's one veteran who not only wants to join us in saluting those in service, he wants to help them smile too. And I am so proud that Air Force veteran and dentist Steve Marsh is giving back to those who give so much to our country. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for all you're doing, Steve.
Well, you're welcome, and welcome back, I think. Yeah.
Thank you. So you were in the Air Force, and you gave up your wings to become a high-flying dentist.
Well, not so high-flying. My father was a dentist in the military in World War II in the Army, and as I approached graduation, we talked about where do I go from there, and he thought it'd be a great experience, and helped me serve the country, but it also gave me experience. I worked in an Air Force hospital in Austin, Texas as a captain and a dentist, and it gave me lots of experience and again, helped to serve the country at the same time.
And you're still doing help for the community, and tell us about Smiles for Veterans, which you've been participating in.
Well, a number of us got together, a number of dentists in Cleveland thought it would be a nice thing for some of the veterans from Iraq as they came back to do some dentistry. And everybody was assigned somebody to help out, and so we had a patient who had a situation where his teeth weren't straight, and we actually were able to straighten him with the use of a bridge, and I think we have a picture or two to show it.
Great.
He came back a very nice guy, and he came a long way. He came from somewhere near Maslin, or Mansfield rather, and you can see his lower bite wasn't in great shape. It's very different than some of the veterans that I saw, or the active duty people I saw when I was in the Air Force. But in any case, we were able to take out that lower front tooth, and we did an all porcelain bridge. And you know, I have to tell you, it was so gratifying. He sent me a letter, he called me up and said, as we did this as a bonus, that there was no charge, and I should mention that the Lab Dental Ceramics work with me as well to take care of the veteran.
That's great. Then you also have the regular patients that are veterans too.
Yeah, and again, that's very special to me to help take care of them.
One that you were telling me about off camera was a veteran of Vietnam.
Right, and he had some trouble breathing, but we were able to give him a smile that he wanted, and he had lost a number of teeth, and so we have pictures of that as well.
Let's take a look.
One of the things is that he came to me and he had a partial made about 15 or 20 years ago. That's what they used to look like on the left arm, and you can see those clasps. They were metal, very heavy. And on the right, we used what's called a Flexite partial. And again, it's flexible, it's light, and it's much more natural looking. And here he is without those teeth. And
wow.
Again, he came in a wonderful gentleman, had served the country for a number of years, and again, he had been in Vietnam. There's the before and after with the partial. It's a very easy way to get a patient taken care of in just 2 to 3 appointments, something that he was really satisfied with.
And I think you're going to show us another military makeover with an Air Force pilot who...
Actually a Navy pilot.
A Navy pilot.
And he was somebody who was very unhappy with his smile, and actually his wife dragged him in. You can see over the years his teeth had shifted a lot, They had turned very yellow. So we did some gum contouring to raise the tissue, did some porcelain veneers, and he said, and his wife said, if we're going to do them, let's do them white and bright.
Look at that difference, wow.
White and bright, and there he is with that smile.
Okay, one more quick. Families, you know, they're waiting for their loved ones to come home, and finally they do. And you've worked on a number of
people like that. And this was a wife, and she was actually had been a viewer of Golden Opportunities and actually came on Golden Opportunities one time with us. Her husband was serving in Iraq, and she was going back to graduate school to prepare herself for future work, and had been very unhappy with her smile. And in fact, I had taken care of her mother previously, and also wanted, in a sense, to surprise him as well. And so that was her before and after. We did some reshaping, we did some whitening, and there they are with me, actually here on the set of Golden Opportunity. And she had a beautiful smile for when her husband came in. So to take care of veterans, and being a veteran myself, it's really gratifying and a wonderful way to show dentistry and how we've accomplished things for patients.
Well, I appreciate what you're doing for all the veterans.
No, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. If you want to sign up for a beautiful smile, it's easy to enlist the support of dentist Steve Marsh. He and his ACE team stand ready to serve you. He can be called for duty at the number that's coming up next.
See what Dr. Stephen Marsh can do for your smile by calling 440-461-1003 or visit www.clevelandsmiles.com. Next, add this to your checklist for your next checkup. It's time to get up and go. An exercise minute on Golden Opportunities.
Hello everybody, my name is Mike Carbon from Breakout Fitness, and today we are going to do bicep curls to work the biceps on the front of our arms. This is a great exercise because it's going to give us nice strong arms, which will help us pick up boxes and heavy objects a little easier. Alright, we got our exercise bands today. We are going to place the exercise band directly below our feet. We want our hips and our knees at about a 90-degree angle. We're going to keep our posture and slowly curl our fists up, pointing our palms towards the ceiling, and come right back down. Slow and controlled movements. Remember to breathe. How's that feel, Armand?
Oh, it feels good. I think mine's a little shorter than yours. So
full range of motion, buddy. All the way up, all the way down. 12 to 15 repetitions, 2 to 3 times a week. And now it's your turn to get up and go.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, please send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 23240 Chagrin Boulevard, Suite 450, Beechwood, Ohio, 44122.
Age does have its privileges, and one of them is Senior Advantage exclusively at Metro Health. Candace Carmichael is here to tell us the benefits you'll get as a member, and the program is free. Wait until you hear about this great program. Candace is the manager of Metro's Senior Advantage program. And Candace, you're an old friend. Thanks for coming back and joining me today.
It's my pleasure.
So tell us, what is Senior Advantage?
Well, Metro Health Advantage is a free hospital membership program for adults 55 and older.
Okay.
It's been in operation for almost 23 years.
Wow.
And we have approximately 22,000 plus members. At Metro Health, under the Senior Health and Wellness umbrella, there's 2 components. There's the non-clinical component and the clinical component. Metro Health Advantage is the non-clinical component.
Great. So tell us, what are some of the advantages that you and me and our friends can take advantage of?
Well, I'm a member of Metro Health Advantage, and when you enroll, you get a gold card, and that gold card provides access to a variety of programs and resources. For example, we have a very popular series called Mornings at Metro, where we invite our members in and we give them a free cup of coffee and a bagel. And then they get an hour's program on a topic that would be of interest to them. And these are topics that can be anywhere from a specific health issue to a service that's available to them. Also, membership in Metro Health Advantage provides you with a discount in our parking garages and our cafeterias, which our members really like.
Now, also, what kinds of resources can you put us in touch with through
Well, over the years, we've established ourselves as a resource center. We've pulled together all sorts of information and materials regarding services and programs that are available to our seniors within Cuyahoga County, the city of Cleveland, and beyond. And we have visitors, patients, employees that come down, and they look for information In regard to services such as home care services, medical alert systems, living options.
I know, for example, lots of people have trouble understanding medical bills. You
Oh,
can actually
we also
help
do
people
that.
understand
Yes.
their medical bills.
When you become a Medicare beneficiary, it's not easy to understand what that's all about.
Absolutely.
So we sit down with the new Medicare beneficiary and the old ones, and we can explain to them the different parts and about Medicare Part D, which is very important because open enrollment is fast approaching, October 15th through December 7th of this year. We're prepared to do drug plan comparisons and try to help the beneficiary determine what plan best meets their needs.
And there's a lot of good benefits that people are missing out on. Can you help people with that?
Oh my goodness, yes. We are very fortunate to be a benefit enrollment center in conjunction with the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging, Aging and Disability Resource Network. We are prepared to help screen people to determine their eligibility in regard to the different entitlement programs available to them on a federal, state, and local level.
And we're listing some of those different low-income subsidies, food help, energy programs, Medicare. You can help with all those things.
Absolutely. We start from the very beginning, screening them, and follow them all the way through the application process.
And when you say follow them through the application, I mean, a lot of these, anybody who's worked with the government knows sometimes dealing with the government's not so easy, and these forms are not so easy.
It's not easy for us either.
Can you help them with that too?
Absolutely. We do the legwork, we follow up, and we make sure that if they qualify for the benefit, that they get that benefit.
And these are right at Metro. You can just get these by visiting Metro.
Yes, we're located at the Metro Health Old Brooklyn Health Center.
Okay.
And they can come in. We can sit down and talk to them. We can set up an appointment in our benefit enrollment center.
This is wonderful.
Yes.
And I've known about this program for a long time, and you do a great job. Thank you, Candace. Take my word for it. The Metro Health Senior Advantage program is great. Plenty of perks for not even a penny. For information on joining so you can benefit from Metro Health's free Senior Advantage program, call 216-957-2800. My thanks to Candace Carmichael for giving us the benefit of being our guest.
Find out more by visiting Metro Health's website at www.metrohealth.org. Next, what to do when parents move in.
As you drive through a cemetery, you'll see all sorts of different headstones, but you can pick out the ones that were done by Milano. They always have a tendency to be very personalized, and you can tell the love and care that's put into every one of them.
I would highly recommend them if you're faced with this type of a situation because of their compassion, their understanding, and their knowledge of the industry and how to handle it.
They treat everyone as family, and their quality craftsmanship is second to none in Northeast Ohio.
Did you miss a phone number or website? Here's your second chance, because we're going to list all of that information again. Then we'll be back to tell you how to handle having your parents under your roof. My younger son moved back in with us while he was looking for a job. That's not unusual these days. But there's also an opposite trend taking place. Parents moving in with their adult children. Here with tips on how to make this arrangement into a win-win instead of a lose-lose is my winning law partner, Lori Steiner. Thanks for joining us, Lori, as the guest today.
Yes, it's fun this way.
How common is it for parents to move in with their kids?
Well, this past year, more than 4.5 million parents moved in with their children. That's way up from previous years.
Wow.
Could be lots of different reasons. Maybe losing a job later in life and they can't make ends meet. Maybe they need daily help and they need to move in.
Now, I can attest to the fact that when adult children live with parents, that can be stressful. I assume that it's the same when parents live with their children.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to give our viewers some simple rules to try to reduce some problems. So first, discuss financial arrangements ahead of time. Is a parent going to pay rent? Groceries don't grow in the refrigerator. Who's going to pay for groceries? Utility bills, you got to talk about that ahead of time. Who's going to pay for what? Household duties. Who's going to do the dishes, the cooking, the laundry, the house cleaning, all of those kinds of things. Also, privacy issues. You know, is there a place in the house you can kind of go away and be away from the kids and they can be away from you? Who controls remote control for the television? And even worse, your parent brings home a friend of the opposite sex.
All right, so
now what?
You're a lawyer. Are there legal issues when a parent moves in with a child?
Well, I'll just name a few. First of all, if you pay your own expenses, there's probably no tax issues. However, if you're going to pay rent to your children, then that's taxable to them. Now, if you're trying to avoid that and you just give them a gift, that can cause problems for you later on if you might need Medicaid, because gifts are a problem. So rent is taxable. Maybe a service agreement. If your kids are taking care of you, it might make more sense, rather than giving them money, to enter into some kind of a service agreement that you pay them. Of course, that again is taxable. Also, if they have had to put an addition or an improvement in the house because of you, you know,
who pays for
that?
Who's
going to pay for that? That's a big problem.
Makes sense. Well, that's all good information, Lori, to help us avoid problems. Thank you. Moving in with your child may be a wise move, both financially and personally, but you could pay a heavy price in other ways unless you do some proper planning. Take Lori's advice to minimize the risks. We'll be right back.
Call Budish, Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information or to schedule a speaker for your organization. Or log on to www.budishandsolomon.com.
Thanks for joining us today. I hope I wasn't too rusty hosting the show. See, there I go. I made a mistake already. We'll see you next week. Until then, please make the most of your golden opportunities.
Would you like to join our kitchen conversation? All you have to do is call toll-free 1-877-765-1543 and leave us your question, name, and phone number. Or log on to www.golden.tv for all the latest information and show updates.